Bon Voyage. We'll talk about Bon Voyage. Because that was the level I made directly after Propeller. So this one's a pretty good level. Surprisingly, this actually took me about half an hour less to upload. This one took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to beat. And it took me also 3.5 hours to make, so. Going back to good old S&W, because New Super Mario Bros. Is some pretty jank physics sometimes. Alright, so. This level takes advantage of the bombs in Mario Maker. Hence the name. A lot of bombs in this. So we'll say that Mario Maker does have better bombs than Super Mario World because of the fact that you can do some cool things with them. With their explosions, with their movement, and how you can spin up off them and they turn into a little ball of fire. So, my first time experimenting with the bombs, I was like, dude, this is cool. We're gonna make a level off of this. And again, in my levels, I do like to stick with a theme and design around that theme, with each part having a little twist. So the beginnings usually always kind of introduce the concept. So in this case, it's like, you have a bomb, do something with it. I really had to get used to the fact that, like, sprites, they interact with other sprites, because in Super Mario World, the bomb would not interact with the springboard, so it was kind of a weird adjustment I had to make. Also, this yeet is kind of precise. I think I tried to make it as easy as possible, but it was still kind of difficult. I noticed how you throw the bomb, it like slows down into like a little arc, which is different than Mario World, because Mario World, the throw speed is constant until it touches the ground, but here it's like a little arc. So this whole idea, or this whole level kind of... Actually, no, that's Bomb Voyage 2. I was gonna say that you had to go fast because of the bomb explosions that they chain together, but that's a different level. But this starts pretty brutal. I think there's a coin block right here, right? Yeah, I was extra mean to put a coin block there because this jumps hard enough without the coin block. So this was actually known as the first like little hard level of Mario Maker. Oh, this part's tough. The bomb surf. The fish, dude. You guys doing the trolls. So this level itself started getting popularity, and a lot of people struggled with it. Keep in mind, this game had only come out for a week when I uploaded it, so still not a lot of tech discovered. People are still getting used to the physics. I was still getting used to the physics, so like there was articles about how Bon Voyage was like Mario Maker's new hardest level, and I actually did not want to make this the hardest level. It was just a bomb level I wanted to make. I had no interest in making the hardest level ever at the time. It wasn't until after this level I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it, because of those articles that surfaced from this level. Like Bananasaurus Rex, he beat this level. It took him a very long time. Poop took a long time this level. Carl, Mitch, like everyone, they all took a long time this level, and it was fun watching them play. But they also did cheese part. Again, all my levels basically have cheese, and I just stopped caring because you cheese yourself, man. The cool ways is so much cooler, or the Nintendo way is so much cooler. But hey, man, you sometimes you just gotta cheese it. So now we'll go through each section, and so this part I kind of found out that you can activate bombs with other bombs. Like if you put this bomb right here and it blows up, this bomb activates. So I found you can activate bombs that way, or you can bonk on them to activate them, or you can spin jump to activate them. So that's why this part kind of chains these two bombs together. And you do need the bombs for these ice block explosions. So I try to keep it consistent because they can also break other cement blocks like these. I think they can break these as well, but I just kept it strictly these ice blocks to make it easier to see. Like, oh, I need a bomb there. Make it level day Mario Maker 2. I will try to, but I'm gonna run out of imagination eventually. And this part, oh, this part is pretty interesting. It forces the drop carry. Because if you try to, generally if you want to spin jump while holding something, you have to throw it up then spin jump. But if you throw it up, the bomb gets stuck here and you can't get it. And then if you go up here, you get stuck. So I think this is the first time I've seen anyone force a drop into spin jump, which I can't do apparently. Like something like that. And this was kind of a new tech because usually the easier way is to do the spin jump or the throw up instead of the drop. Not a lot of people use the drop. It's like a little hard to get used to. It's like that. Now this part right here is the bomb surf, which is a lot harder, or was way harder back then because it was kind of new tech. I don't know if I found it, maybe I did, but the trick is you have to always land on the left side of the bomb, because if you land on the right side of the bomb, it goes to the right. So it's pretty precise. And also the fact that the bomb slows down in the air instead of staying constant also makes the trick a little harder, because you have to adjust for the slow moving bomb. And then you also have to dodge the fish because I put a fish there. A bomb ring is pretty good. It's fun. You feel cool with it. You can see how I carefully place these spikes, because if you go too high, you'll just die. And you need to go fast enough, because if you go too slow, the bomb will explode before it gets to this block and then you can't move on. That's one of the nice things about Mario Maker, because it shows you a little trail of your movement. So you can like design spikes and place them in the right spot to be a little extra difficult. Yeah, so here I started to dive into the world of big enemies and shellmets. Shellmets are a completely new thing, I think, in Mario games. Like, they didn't exist in Super Mario World, but they also interact with sprites differently, so this was my first time being like, hey, I want to throw in a little bomb part with the shellmet, because they also activate the bomb. And unlike regular sized bombs, or enemies really, you can't carry it, right? You just, if you try to carry it, you just bonk into it. So just like with Propeller, you don't want to lose the shellmet, because you need to keep it as long as possible for this part right here, because you need it for the damage boost. So if you lose the shellmet early, not only can you not juggle this bomb, because again, this is the whole purpose of the shellmet. Not only can you not do this part anymore, you also can't go through here. So again, with Kaizo, you want to keep your items as long as possible and discard them when you need to. So this part's like a little bit of juggling. You can theoretically do it again, because you can just go back into the bomb, but not having this platform here makes it a little trickier. And that's why this little block's here, because it makes you kind of have to position yourself in a way that the bomb doesn't get knocked and bounced off this wall. Yo, what's up, Jamie? But it's not too bad. This is a little lenient because the bomb, you can see it goes pretty slow, so it gives you time to adjust. Then once you get the final bounce, you gotta make sure that you land the bomb far enough to the right. Like, you need to break one block, but I give you enough space to break two just in case. So I'm a little nice here, because there's no other way to break the block. And again, the ice blocks to kind of signify this all that you need a bomb to blow up there. Ah, this part was pretty tough. That's the cheese way, because the fact that ducking makes your hitbox smaller is kind of a new thing, which I did not know existed until like way later, like a month later. Because in Super Mario World, which is where I get most of my like knowledge of physics of the game on, ducking doesn't change your hitbox when you're already small. So the fact that this little thing was like, oh, it makes this trick less sick. Because the idea here is you need 2 bombs. I actually don't know how to set this up. But like, you're supposed to throw a bomb up and catch it, and then throw it off the springboard and spin jump with the other bomb. But now you can just duck, and it's kind of lame. Sideways springs were cool. I think I didn't really use sideways springs until now, this level, because it gives you a nice little bounce. And the good thing is it bounces upwards too, so it makes landing on the bomb easier. Type an exclamation point HDQ, Jamie. And again, ice blocks to signify you need the bomb. And then we get the double bomb surf here. Well, I guess not really bomb surf. It's more like just keeping the big bomb. So again, the bombs, they have a set timer before they explode. And you need to be fast, because if you're too slow, then you won't make it to these ice blocks. And you need both, for the small one for this one, and the big one for these. And you can't really hold left, because sometimes you kind of need to hold left to slow down a little, but the idea here is you really need to hold right the entire time, because you can see I didn't make it. So this is like a max distance, blows up at the last second kind of section. Same with this. I think I was a little more lenient on the big bomb, but nonetheless, this was another part that can give people trouble. It also gives people more trouble, especially based on how it's set up, because you want to bounce off the bomb when it's kind of higher, like there. Because if you bounce off it when it's lower, it might be hard to get over the spike. But if you bounce off the bomb when it's higher, like this, sometimes it'll bonk into the spike and go backwards. So it's a little tricky in the timing. There wasn't really an easy way at this time that I could come up with to make the bomb stationary. Nowadays, you'd use munchers, like that, and you can see the bomb is stationary, which makes setups consistent. But back then, I just used tracks, so that's why you can see these bombs are on tracks. This bomb's on the track. So it wasn't tech I really knew about. Can you lower the walls? I could, but that would make this jump 10 times harder. I tried to make this part as easy as possible while not being able to just jump from here to there, but lowering this actually makes this jump stupid hard. Maybe Yoki Toki, maybe. The final part is pretty pog though. But there is cheese because, again, I didn't know that Mario Maker physics were different and that ducking makes your hitbox smaller with Yoshi, because it's not a thing that is in Super Mario World. Same with this, like you cannot do this in Super Mario World. You can't duck under this. It's just not a thing in Mario World. But the idea here, the intended way was to what the hell was the intended way? Oh, I remember the intended way. Dude, this intended way is stupid. You gotta like knock the bomb in the Yoshi, eat the Podoboo, and then spit it out so it activates the bottom bomb. All while carrying the other bomb for this final part. Also, I don't care about soft locks because you can just start over, but that's the end of the level. This part is kind of just filler because I like to use the entire length of a level. That's why I didn't want to end it right here. But it's also still kind of an obstacle. That's why I made it bombs, because you can still die. So that was this level, Bomb Voyage, and I think everyone cheesed the end. I'm not sure. I know Pooh cheesed it, but it was a fun level. It was a fun level to make. Definitely showed what you can do with bombs. The bomb surfing was pretty cool. The bomb juggling. Juggling was starting to become a thing with the Shelmets. So, that's just soul in a nutshell.